It's Wrestlemania season. We're talking Hall of Fame, we're talking Wrestlemania, and all the matches. Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Yay! Once again, I'm so excited to be here. Of course, I have one of my favorite people on this earth, literally. He is such a star. He is a star. He's a diva. He knows women's wrestling. He's an expert in everything. Mr. Ollie Dreamer.
Hey! Well, thank you so much for that introduction. But I mean, you are a star in your own right. You are, how they say, iconic. Yes. You, like, I can't even live up to your greatness.
God.
Just saying.
Stop.
You are the women's champion.
I wish. I am Leslie Cologne. Right now, I am not the women's champion, but you know what? Maybe I can be, since everyone can get that championship, apparently.
What?
24/7 champion.
Yes.
Carmella's been 24/7 champion.
Right.
So I think I can definitely be 24/7 champion. So I think we're going to have to ask our producer, Darlene. We need a tag title or something, a title in here, because this isn't working.
AfterBuzz TV champion.
Oh my gosh, yes. Imagine we actually had that made. That would literally be amazing.
That would be iconic.
I know.
Just
saying. Anyways, I think we had a lot of celebration this episode. What were your overall thoughts on it, though?
Well, I think just seeing this episode unfold, obviously it's cool to see like the BTS, the behind the scenes, everything that's going on, how excited everyone is. And it really just reignited my excitement for earlier this year. It feels like so long ago, but also I remember it so vividly and getting so excited. Obviously for the women's event and women's main event, and then the tag team, Fatal 4-Way, and then of course we had the Battle Royal. So, and just seeing everyone so excited and involved in the costumes and just the extravagance of it all, and just to really know more behind the scenes is always so eye-opening, because clearly we don't get that on everyday television, so it's nice. This is why I appreciate the show Total Divas so much, because it really does give us an inside look, and I love hearing the different women's perspectives.
Of course, because WrestleMania is such a glamorous time of the year, and there's so much preparation to it. I think we also can see how hard they work, and we can definitely give them their credit in regards to this reality show. That's why I love it as well. But I'm one to always connect with the stories and everything, and I think we got a lot of those stories in this episode, because WrestleMania is not just about matches, it's about the Hall of Fame. And for people who don't watch wrestling, the Hall of Fame is pretty much what it is, a Hall of Fame, where the most recognizable wrestlers who have done great moments in WWE get recognized and get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And one of those inductees was Nattie's dad, which we'll be talking about it later on. But we actually had something iconic that did happen, where there's this new conversation about these women's tag team titles that have not happened before. And obviously everyone wants to get on this, but I think a team that has always been a team and wrestling and women's wrestling have been the Bella Twins.
Right.
And they are having this conversation. So what do you think about pretty much them wanting to come back for this?
Oh my gosh. First and foremost, yes, they really are kind of like, to me, pioneers of a tag team division in WWE, and that really wasn't ever really a thing up until the championships were established. And just to know that the Bellas, this was actually a potential storyline for them, it crushes my soul, because I feel like it could have been iconic.
I know.
You know, just that would have been such a dream, because obviously we know the Iconics win.
Yeah.
But just imagining knowing that the Bellas having that storyline potentially, and it just is crushing to know that it didn't really work out in their favor. And I know Brie kind of was kind of having thoughts, because there's this whole thing similar to Rhonda. She wants a baby, another baby. So that always complicates things. And then, Nikki, it's hard to really, have a tag team, because it's not just one person's career, you're also thinking of someone else's career, so it just complicates things. And the fans, they even said in the episode, the Bella Army misses them like crazy.
I know. And I think one of the things, first of all, I am definitely part of that Bella Army. I've always loved the Bellas, and I love everything that they stand for. So to be honest, when the Iconics won, I thought it would have been a perfect storyline. The Iconics are very good on the mic, and so are the Bellas. But the Bellas have the Iconics are, even though they're not really related, but they are like sisters. They grew up in the same area and everything. And Nikki and Brie are obviously twins, and the Bella twins and everything. So I think it would have been such a great storyline. But obviously, there's more to it. Brie wanting to have a baby. Do you think that was the main reason why they didn't come back, and kind of what happened with their last comeback?
No, I think it was because of Nikki's injury.
You think so? Yeah. Really?
Because we're seeing Nikki's no longer involved with wrestling anymore. And obviously, I think it was at the end of the day a combination, but I think also Nikki just is done with wrestling. I really think her injury was
interesting.
I think she's done because of she doesn't want to cause any more stress to her injury, which it hurts, but also I want Nikki to be safe at all times. You know, and it's similar to Paige. Paige is kind of done with wrestling.
But I think I have to not agree with you in regards to this, because in the last run that they had, I feel like every time Nikki gets into the ring, she doesn't miss a step. She is so powerful. And yeah, she's always been kind of the stronger Bella. And in the ring, Brie obviously didn't have the best run last time. You know, she kind of injured Liv, and then the whole rope thing.
Yeah, my Liv. That hurt.
Yeah, it was not cute at all. So I think it was definitely more of a Brie not wanting to come back. I feel like Nikki, that's why Nikki is so eager to come back, because I feel like in the back of her head, she's thinking about her injury, but at the end of the day, she's like, I can still do it.
I know for sure, like, Nikki is so more gung-ho about it than Brie. You could tell. Brie is just, like, so ready to settle down, honestly. And so maybe that's why she wasn't so, like, her last run wasn't the greatest, you know? So it just sucks. And I really wish it would have happened. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen in the future. No, but
I hope so.
Like, it would have been perfect, because that's what the fans are craving. We're craving that epic tag team feud storyline that I honestly don't think we've gotten yet. We really haven't. And like, if the men can do it, the women can do it. We don't need to always have these fatal 4-way tag team matches that are so messy. Honestly,
I know.
Like, I it's cool to have more women have opportunities, but like, we want those epic feuds that go down in history. Like, you know, speaking of men, like Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, you know, kind of like those classic tag team storyline feuds, Dudley Boys, whatnot. The women can do that. Mandy and Sonia, the Iconics. But I really would have loved to see the Bellas in the Iconics, because it's like the Bellas represent the past, Iconics are the future.
And I think, to be honest, these tag titles did come a little bit too soon. There aren't a lot of women's tag teams in the division. So I think another frustration is that, you know, we are seeing a lot of people be put together because of this. So what I felt would have been, this is now talking about wrestling, but it's connected, obviously. To see a different title be like kind of an Intercontinental or United States. A different name, but to have that like second women be represented, because you're still as good to have a title, and there's so many women that can be that person. For example, one I think on this cast is Naomi. She's maybe not to be like a women's championship right now, but she can be like that middle player who is still big enough and strong enough to have a championship.
What is that, like mid-card?
The mid-card.
I just don't know what you call that.
I don't want to call her mid-card because I feel like she has a lot. There's a lot of women in wrestling right now, but they just don't get that chance. You know what I'm saying?
And you could call it, I guess, women's Intercontinental. You know, something like. We're not gonna bring back the Divas title.
No.
But like, why not? Like, if the men can have these multiple titles, like a cruiserweight, like, I don't know. It's like, why not? Why can't the women have like that
secondary title?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think something else that was mentioned in this conversation, though, was that Nikki was actually not going to go to the Hall of Fame, and she says it had to do with her mental health. We obviously know what's happening. What did you think about when she kind of mentioned that?
So was this in regards to?
I believe because John Cena is going to be there, and she didn't want to run into him.
Yeah. I mean,
do you really think that it ended that messy?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm really interested in knowing your thoughts.
I think, to be honest, I kind of went with John Cena on this one.
Yeah.
Because of the way it ended. I just felt like he finally got to the point where he wanted to give her everything. And he was giving everything that she asked for. Mm-hmm. And she was kind of like, never mind.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was ended well. But then at the end, like, the way they talk about it, they kind of put him, like, in a bad.
John Cena.
Yeah. They seemed like it was his fault. They never really actually acknowledged what happened after that. It was a little bit weird for me, to be honest, the way it ended. And Total Divas and everything, Total Bellas, we've seen it all. So to see how awkward it is, I don't think it was just like that breakup. Yeah. Something must have happened.
I guess so, because it's like, why hasn't it been like easily addressed? It just seems kind of something's concealed or something. And I think John's just so busy with, you know, his old thing. And then Nikki did, in a sense, move quickly, like in terms, I mean, she's with Artem already, like, and they're still together, so she moved on rather quickly. So I don't know, I think she really just didn't want to go, just because it would have been awkward. Not to discredit anyone's mental health, like that's not my thing to say, but still, like, if I mean, it's a different situation. It's not really her mental health. I think it's more her emotional well-being, because I guess she just worded it that, but. Or maybe not, you know, we don't know what happened. Yeah. Maybe something did happen that caused her depression or something serious. But I just think it was more of like her not wanting to interact with him or really have to kind of relive that situation. But I'm like, there's so many people when you go to WrestleMania, like, you're not going to like quickly run into, what are the odds of running into John, you know? Like, well, not just that, like, even when they were together, she would kind of just see him walk by and stuff like that. But also at the end of the day, it's like, you're still connected to WWE, like, a lot. So is he. So there's going to come those moments where they're going to have to cross back. Yeah. So. Yeah. So I don't know. I was a little disappointed. Just a little bit. I agree. I thought it was coming now. Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze. I waited a little bit. This almost happened right before the show. Just FYI, a little fun moment. But anyways, in regards to the Bellas, I don't think they're done. But what are your thoughts? Do you think they will come back? I just, whenever injury, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be the downer of the panel. No, but I'm like, I want you to give me your honest opinion, because there's probably people that agree with you. I don't think Nikki can come back because of her injury. Okay. And I want that to happen so bad. Like, a dream feud would be Iconics versus Bellas. Yeah. Absolutely. And those of you in the chat, let us know. I know, Gabby, you love the Bellas. Also, Joseph, you watch your wrestling. You're super informed. So let us know what you really think about the Bellas. And Gabby's like, Nikki and John forever. And it's okay. It'll live on in Total Divas, like, history. It's like forever ingrained in Total Divas past seasons. I didn't say it. I know. I mean, I always liked that, but it was cute. It was cute. And I just think they have a WrestleMania moment themselves. That's what I'm saying. She asked for all of this. She got it. So Gabby does say a part of the reason why they broke up was because he wasn't around and he was at work all the time, which was... Yeah, I guess we know that. I think they were good for each other, but I am a firm believer that, like, timing is everything, you know? Look at the time. Literally, I'm like, oh, God, are we on? I was like, timing is everything. But, yeah, you know, like, you could be the perfect match for someone, but, like, work or, like, locations just doesn't add up, you know? I agree. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe, but if she believes it, maybe in the future, like you said, they'll get back together. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like he gave her everything she asked for, and then at the end it was kind of like, never mind, bye. But anyways, something that was super iconic, you can say, since we're using that word a million times. The Hall of Fame. Yes. I just love the Hall of Fame. I love these WrestleMania events and everything. So how were you feeling when you were watching Nattie prepare, especially for the speech and everything? We know something big happened, but we'll get to that, Ollie. I want to know your feelings before everything happened. Leslie's just looking at me turn red and get scared. Well, first off, before we get to that, it's always cool just to see, like, all the past wrestlers come back, because it's so cool to see them. Like, I know they're in suits and everything, but it's almost sad to see them, like, age. Like, some of them look amazing, like Trish, Lita, you guys look bomb. But it's like, man, my childhood, you know, growing up watching them, and they're getting older, I'm getting older, and just it's a really beautiful thing, though. That's life, you know. Right. But to everyone just come back and celebrate wrestling and how amazing and the strides, how mainstream it is, you know, with social media and whatnot. But to see everyone come in and just celebrate the past, but also the future, because WrestleMania is happening tomorrow. It's so cool. And you know, I have to mention this. Maria Menounos, our founder. Her look, the purple. I was living, Leslie. Like, I didn't see that look.
I didn't know you didn't know that she was like commentating. She's always part of it. No, she's always really representing us. So thank you.
Right, and then I remember her tag team match at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Yeah.
No, but her look was so good.
Yeah,
with Kelly versus Beth Phoenix. Yes. Okay.
For those of you who don't know, who don't listen to our outro, Maria Menounos did create AfterBuzz for us, so thank you so much for that.
We love
for
you.
Always representing us during WrestleMania times, because those are some of the most important times, and it was really cool to see definitely all these moments. And I just love the fact that Nattie is super serious when it comes to her dad and representing and his legacy and everything. So I thought it was cute how nervous she was, but. To more exciting news, you know, there was a lot of outfits and everything. You did mention they were in dresses. So what do you think? Nia was definitely feeling herself.
Right.
But so was Sonya. So pick your favorite.
Oh my gosh, my favorite look?
Yeah, overall in the Hall of Fame for now. And then we'll talk about like WrestleMania Mania.
Maria is one of my top contenders. But I will say that I think why I liked Sonya's look was just because of what it stood for.
Right.
Obviously, if y'all don't know, I'm gay. I'm gay, just like Sonya. And I just loved her, her story. It kind of came full circle of, I've never really been into dresses. Mm-hmm. It doesn't connect with me. And for me to be able to wear this suit, whereas all the other female wrestlers are wearing their dresses, this is me. This is Sonya. I am more masculine, you know? And I connect with that. And it's so funny, like, she can't really walk in heels. So
I know.
But, like, she looked so amazing, and for her to just stand next to her girlfriend Ariana, I definitely got in the feels, and just to where she is and representing the community, the queer community. I was like, I like it. And Nattie giving her.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, Nattie definitely reassured her that things were gonna be okay, and I love that because Nattie really knows how this business goes and how these matches can be taken away, these storylines. But I thought just the fact that, and when I watched the Hall of Fame, we obviously don't know the behind the scenes, so I love the fact that we do get to see this, and the fact that Nattie approached her and wanted to give her this flag so she could still represent. So I thought it was really beautiful, and just all those moments, the fact that we see the fans really supporting her and giving her, acknowledging what she's doing for the community. Mm-hmm. I think also it's interesting to me because I want a little bit more emotion from Sonya. I feel like yes, it touches her, but I would think that she would cry. But I don't, maybe she's just very tough and doesn't cry. Yeah. But I just love everything that she's doing. And I think it's also, she's still a little bit upset about how things happen. I think it is a little bit touchy right now in regards to the topic. Right. But overall, everything that she's representing. And I feel like this past Hall of Fame and this past WrestleMania, she was literally free and kind of got the green light to really represent the community, because I don't feel like we've seen that before when she first started with WWE. So now it was kind of like that evolution of her being herself and really representing who she is, what she stands for, and being, like she said, being next to my girlfriend and really representing this is who I am. It was literally beautiful.
In a sense, that was her WrestleMania moment. I know she could have had an amazing WrestleMania moment, but that's not to say that she won't ever have a WrestleMania moment on the grandest stage of them all, I know. But yeah, I was going to say something, but I completely forgot about it.
It's okay. Well, this is fast forward to like WrestleMania. We saw, speaking in regards to that topic, we saw, I believe it was a makeup artist approach her and really get sensitive in regards to like the representation and how much it really meant to him. You obviously just said it. We know. Well, I know it because I know you. But it's like, you're gay. So how do you feel when you see Sonya represent this? And do you get touched like that when you kind of see this movement going on in WWE?
Mm-hmm. I think it still has so much more room to grow. I know Sonya for sure, and along with like Darren Young, for example, like they're like, for me, like I said, there's so much more room, but they are the true pioneers to me, like for sure. And it can only get better from here. I know match was canceled, but who's to say that like maybe because certain things happen for a reason, and maybe with her like sharing the story of it being canceled and kind of getting the fans really getting to know Sonya more through Total Divas and feeling for her getting canceled. Maybe this was kind of like the push she's been looking for, Yeah. And for me, I think representation matters. Like, it really, truly does. And
of course.
I think there's a lot of fans that were kind of like, didn't really feel like they belonged in WWE, or they felt like they can't connect with like the WWE universe. And like, even till to this day, like sometimes I feel like I can't. But just knowing that there are people like Sonya and there's more LGBTQIA plus wrestlers out there, even outside of WWE, they're there.
No, not just that. I feel like it's representation as a whole. And there's a lot of room to grow. We've seen it with the LGBTQ community. We're seeing it with women still. We're still struggling with that representation. For example, this is another topic, but Saudi Arabia, like that representation is hard to get there, and WWE still goes and like kind of supports that. So it's like representation for women, representation for, the LGBTQ community. And for me, because I am Mexican, I am a Latina, I still don't feel like I have that representation enough. We have Andrade, we have now Humberto Carrillo and Selena, but it's still not to the full potential as I feel like I'm getting it. So I feel like WWE as a whole needs to grow when it comes to representation.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I completely agree. But also, going back to Sonya, I definitely think that like what's reassuring to me also is kind of just seeing like how the fans how they were responsive to her, and like how they're like at Access, they were like, what you do for LGBT community and the parents, and how receptive and what they meant to, what she meant to, whether it was their kids or just the community in general. Like that was reassuring for me. I'm like, wow, the universe is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure not completely, but like a good portion of the universe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm actually really thankful. And just to see that it's all positivity. Yeah. And we're seeing that. Obviously, I'm sure they're not going to show the negative parts of it, or maybe they can to see the reality. But she's very positive, and everyone around her, the WWE universe, has been very positive and supportive of her. Because I think just overall, she's a great person. She's a great wrestler, and she's doing everything right. It's not like she's doing it by force. It's literally natural. So I think it was just a beautiful moment to see everything and really her grow in this cast and this whole season, because we're literally almost done.
I know. We have like 3 episodes. 2? Oh, no.
Yeah. So I think it's definitely, I just love to see the growth of this and where it's going. But what was your favorite part overall, the Hall of Fame? Or at least that we got to see in this episode?
In the episode?
Oh, wait, we haven't talked about the big thing yet.
Oh, wait, with Nattie?
With Nattie, yes. First of all,
do you want to do the honors?
I mean, it's kind of my job to talk about it. Please. Let me bring it up real quick.
It'll be brief, right?
Yeah, I guess, because again, we don't want to put too much attention to it. And I love the fact that WWE, or Total Divas, or the production company, didn't want to show, but there was an attack that happened at the Hall of Fame. Some fan ran up and attacked Bret Hart while Nattie and him were given the speech in regards to honor her dad. Again, I'm glad they didn't really put too much attention to it. It was brief, but I'm glad they still included it. Right. Because I think it was still important. Right.
But also, it just goes to show, like, how that's who Nattie is. Whether she gets knocked down, she's going to get back up and do the speech. And that's what literally her and Bret did. And that was so powerful to, like,
I know.
The confessional with her just saying that. I was like, yes, Nattie, you did that. You and Bret did that. And that was powerful. That's literally her career. That's what her career has been. Every time she gets knocked, every time her opportunity falls through, she gets back up and she's there in WWE because that's her life, and she's so passionate about it, and that was so freaking awesome to watch.
I know. I lived for that. She's literally a fighter throughout her whole career. I feel like Nattie doesn't get enough credit.
Right.
I really don't.
I agree.
And she's helped so many women. We saw she's helping Nia, and she's just literally a fighter.
She is like the backbone of the division, I feel like. She just supports 100%. Everyone.
Yes, 100%. And then she teaches everyone, and she's not cocky. She's very humble, and she knows where she comes from, and she still represents in a good way. So props to you, Nattie. Definitely, we love you, and it was a great way of ending that speech and still honoring your dad. I'm sure your dad was probably like laughing about it at the end or was like, whatever,
Yeah.
We're still there for a good cause. But let's get to the big moment.
Uh-oh.
The big moment. WrestleMania.
Oh my gosh.
It is finally here. So what did you think of like the Battle Royal? Your girl Jen's not here. She loves. Oh, Jen, she wasn't able to join us. She is dealing with some family problems. So Jen, we are thinking of you and praying for you, and we love you. But I want to know, her girl and your girl, Carmella, won. What do you think of like how everything happened? Her confidence, I really loved it.
Yeah. I love Carmella. I think they said that I don't think if this, like, the winner would get, like, a future title opportunity. I don't think that ever happened with Carmella, because Carmella won. Good for her. I think I kind of wanted Sonya to win just because her moment was taken in a sense. But it
was surprising, to be honest, to see that Carmella won, because, I mean, if the finalist technically was Sarah Logan, it would have been better for Sonya to be. She was one of the last couple women, so I think it would have been more powerful. But again, Carmella has had her championship reign and everything.
And it was Sonya's hometown. Oh. It was Sonya's hometown. But I also think New Jersey, I think it was New Jersey?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, New Jersey / New York.
But I also think that's where Carmella's from. So they're both kind of from the area. Right, yeah. So I guess I wasn't mad at it by any means, but it was really cool to just see everyone in their outfits and just kick ass.
I know. The women, literally, I just live for WrestleMania because you don't know what they're going to come out dressing as or anything like that. We saw Lana was Wonder Woman and everything, so it was beautiful. I just love WrestleMania overall. But the most important thing, we already talked about tag teams, and we didn't even see the Iconics win.
Yes. I was bummed about that.
Yeah.
Because they won and they did that thing.
But I want to know the historical moment that did happen in the main event. Give me your thoughts on that.
I mean, it was... Okay. I am so honored and happy that the women main evented this year.
Of course.
Becky, Ronda completely deserved it. Charlotte, you're amazing. I just kind of wish it was just Becky and Ronda still. I said what I said.
Yeah.
But to just the women to just have WrestleMania, like, really meant a lot to the fans. And, like, so many people haven't felt represented. Like, I connect with the women because I see, like, such strength in them and and femininity as well. So just to know the strides and the progress that they made this year, it was very cool to see, and just how much it meant to Ronda, and seeing it, just like reliving everything was just really, it was really awesome.
I know, it was literally beautiful. It was beautiful. I just love the fact that they all, at the end of the day, came together to make this happen. Yeah. It wasn't just one person. It wasn't two people. It was all the women from past to now to future, even NXT and everything that's going on. It's literally growing. I loved it. So I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen at this WrestleMania.
Right.
Hopefully another main event. But I don't think WWE will do it again so soon. I hope so. But something big. I just love the fact that everything happened. But there was a little surprise in there. I know that Ronda had posted that she had broken her finger, but she had said that she broke her hand in this match. And Nattie did mention that it was her last match since she wanted to have a baby. So was you shocked as I was when she kind of said that?
When she broke her hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it kind of explains maybe why the match kind of had like a anticlimactic finish.
Right. For those of you who didn't watch WrestleMania, the match didn't end that. It was kind of confusing. Yes, Becky won, but it didn't completely...
It didn't feel finished.
Right.
It felt like it was a very abrupt ending, the way the match ended this year. Mm-hmm. So that's why a lot of fans were kind of like, not fully satisfied.
Yeah.
So I think that puts things into perspective. Maybe I have more sympathy towards kind of like how it ended, because I'm like, injuries always scare me.
Yeah.
Because injuries can be doesn't end her career, but injuries they just scare me. They give me so much anxiety.
Yeah,
personally.
I mean, we saw Nia. She's after WrestleMania. She unfortunately didn't have her top of the rope moment, but she is gonna have her surgery on both ACLs, so that's gonna be interesting. But overall, were you satisfied with the way the WrestleMania Hall of Fame and everything was put together in this episode?
Yes. It was really cool. It's almost as if I wanted another episode dedicated. I wanted like 2 parts to it, because there's so much to cover, I feel like. Yeah. But, I can't even complain at this point, because I was just happy with having 3 women matches.
Not 1, not 2, but 3.
We could have possibly had 4, but that's fine. We got the main event, and that's what the women have been fighting for. That's what the fans have been fighting for. And so I cannot complain. I'm happy regardless.
I agree. I think it was just a beautiful moment. Everything that we saw a little bit of everything literally in this episode, and just the way, I don't think obviously they ended it in the way that We're still going to see a little bit more of the match in the next week, I believe, especially seeing what unfolds with Ronda and her injury. So it's interesting. You had mentioned this before we actually started the show, that you wanted this to be the end of the season because WrestleMania is a big moment. I agree. I think this episode would have been better if it was towards the finale, because WrestleMania is huge.
Yeah. I guess, and the silver lining is like, okay, what about the fallout? Like, it would be interesting to kind of see how everything, like the fallout of WrestleMania. Yeah. So, because, there's a lot to kind of unpack after WrestleMania, you know, with the Raw and the SmackDown after WrestleMania. And where are we going from here after this historic event?
Pretty much. So we're going to definitely unfold all that next week.
Yes.
Everyone's taking a vacation, apparently. So we're going to see a lot of Brie mode moments probably, and dramatic moments after WrestleMania. But now let's go ahead and move into our special segment.
Yes.
Which is Shadiest Moment. What was yours, Ollie? I want to know.
Oh, well, there weren't a whole lot, because this was a great episode. Everyone was very here for each other. I love seeing Nattie just being so inspirational. However, there was a shady moment. There was a shady moment that was not iconic. And you said it. You said it when they didn't show the Iconics winning, which was understandable because they're not on the show. So
yeah, but still, they were already previewed in a couple episodes before.
And it would have been cool to see them win and maybe I would have loved to see
the reactions.
The reactions to Brie and Nikki, because if they're trying to do a storyline, that's why they won, I feel like.
That's true. That is true. And also, for me, my shady moment was actually when Carmella sees Nia and she's like, I'm so glad I can finally see her and not feel like there's this dark cloud right next to me. And I was like, dang, girl, she's really going after her. Because it's true. That's how she felt, like a dark cloud of bully and everything. So I thought that was literally the shadiest moment of the whole episode. That
one was good. Yeah. I didn't fully even catch that when she said that. Yeah. That was good.
It was definitely hilarious. But now I know you have things to tell our people what we both do. But go ahead and start with your news.
Oh, yes, everyone. Welcome. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Well, first and foremost, I do want to talk about a movie, a very highly promoted film this past weekend was Charlie's Angels, which is clearly, this is very similar to Total Divas because, come on, this is
we'll talk about Survivor Series in a bit.
This is all female driven cast, right? Basically.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because Ronda Rousey of Total Divas and WWE had a cameo in the film as well. So I was a surprise to me. So shout out to Ronda. Ronda's getting into
she does everything.
She's getting into acting for sure. So I'm like, no, Ronda, come back. Make sure you come back. We want you to come back for a feud with Becky again. No. But yeah, just come back. But definitely go check out Charlie's Angels and check out Ronda's amazing cameo in it.
Yes. Now let's talk about a little bit more wrestling.
Oh, yes.
Because there's so much to talk about. We've been talking about it this whole episode. But Survivor Series is this Sunday. So for those of you who are fans and want to watch wrestling matches, our women are headlining as well. We're having NXT join this time. So it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Shayna Baszler, Baszler, not Blazer, who are fighting against, for pretty much who's the better champion. And also we are having some Total Divas cast members be part of these teams. Well, actually just one, which is Carmella, be part of Team SmackDown, so she's going to represent... Oh, wait, just kidding. And Nattie is on Team Raw, so they're going to go head-to-head, so make sure you tune in to watch our women wrestlers kick butt this Sunday.
Even though it's triple threat match.
Yes, I know. Sorry. That's kind of what Survivor Series is for, the best team, so we'll see what unfolds. Ollie's not happy, but
triple threats, I cannot escape them, y'all.
I know,
but it's okay. Not for this I'm excited regardless. I hope there's some surprises.
And I think there is. So we're just gonna see what happens. Because
get my Liv Morgan, please.
I know.
I'm done. I'm done, Lizzie. I promise.
It's okay. I understand you. I feel you. I think we're all on the same page when it comes to her. She's literally amazing. Yeah. But I want to know, since you love Liv Morgan and maybe you have a prediction about her, let's hear your predictions.
Oh yes. Uh-oh. I'm spooked.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I think Liv is coming back. All the girls are coming back. I think we're going to get Charlie. They're going to Hawaii?
Yeah, Hawaii.
And I really hope Naomi's there too. Oh, she'll be there.
I think think.
Also, it was nice we saw her in this episode.
I know. For a bit. Like
she got her own WrestleMania moment entrance.
She did.
Oh my God, I'm scared because I think Sonya's getting heated with someone.
Nattie, I think.
Right.
With all of them.
Or was it the Bellas? I got confused by the preview. But there's going to be a fight. And I like fights.
Yeah, I know, me too.
They're entertaining, but I'm super excited and to find out more why the iconic storyline with the Bellas didn't work out.
Oh, yes, definitely. I am very excited to see the Bellas come back because, again, I love them. But I think there is going to be a fight, and I do predict that is with the Bellas. So it's going to be interesting to see Sonya. I think they're going to leave Sonya and her girlfriend. I think it's going to be because of her girlfriend again, so... She's running.
Why is she gotta be a negative Nancy?
She literally is. She doesn't really talk either. She's just kind of like there.
It's like, okay, Ariana, the storyline didn't happen. Why are you so salty still?
I know, pretty much. She literally is salty.
God, it's so annoying.
I
want to root for her though. Like I want to, but she's giving me reason not to now.
Pretty much, but Sonya's happy, so we just gotta give it to her.
I will support any queer relation. Well, not any queer relationship, but I support Sonya. I support Sonya so much. She's amazing.
I agree. But that was pretty much it for this week's episode. It was literally amazing. Thank you so much for joining me.
Always.
Of course, Jen couldn't be here.
Yes.
We really miss you, but we look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. So, Ollie, let the people know where they can find you.
Yes, guys, you can find me, Ollie Drennan, on all social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram, specifically at Ollie Dreamer.
Alrighty, iconic. And you can find me on social media at LeslieCologne_, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.